This past weekend, I took a course in what's called Body Talk. It's a non-invasive energy healing system. It was developed by John Veltheim, and it's fascinating stuff. It's all about reestablishing connections in the body that have been lost through the art of tapping and touching in certain different places. I find it's made a really big difference in my life. I've had a lot of health issues the last few years, and I haven't been able to find ways to get relief from them. And I started having body talk sessions, and that really started to push me into getting interested in learning this stuff for myself. So after a long, intensive 4-day course, I now have my body talk, and I have to do a lot of practice to be certified, but I'm getting there, and this stuff is absolutely fascinating. I encourage anybody that has questions to look into it. Either you can ask me or look it up online, because this stuff is amazing. Just certain little things that John has come up with that can just make your life completely different. The one technique I'm going to show you is balancing your cortices, and this can have amazing effects on people. In the one book, there's a case study showing how a nurse learned this procedure, did it on 10 of her coma patients, and 6 of the patients woke up the next day. There's also another story about how this has been done on stroke victims, and the stroke victims have regained either use of their body if the one side's gone limp, or they've regained their motor skills, their speech skills. It's amazing. So balancing your cortices, a few steps, pretty easy. And this is how you do it. The first step is taking your one hand flat and put it on your occiput, which is that little bone on the back of your head. It's the base of your brain. Then you take your second hand and tap over the top of your head for a full breath in and out. Then you tap over your heart for a full breath in and out. And then you move it up a little bit to your crown there, so that you're covering the next part of your brain. And then you tap again. What this does is it reestablishes the connections between the right and left side of your brain so that they're communicating properly. You move it up again. And then with the left and right sides communicating properly, your body will function a lot better. You'll be out of stress. It's really good at getting the brain out of shock. Walk it up again. And the breathing deeply just really helps your body relax. Because we don't breathe properly. We take such shallow breaths. And you go all the way to your eyebrows, because that's where your brain is. And you want to make sure you cover your entire brain. The last step is covering the temporal lobes. Then you leave one hand there because you want a good connection. Then you reestablish your connection again, and then tap over the heart. And then reestablish it again. That is how you balance your cortices. The reason I'm tapping over the head is to get the brain to recognize the connection we're trying to make. You want a full hand tapping over both sides. That way you're connecting everything. And then you tap over your heart to save it. So it's like putting all this programming in, then you click and save. And then that way your body can make its adjustments and it can remember what you've done. That's about all I'm going to talk about today, but I'll have some more interesting stuff next week. Have a good week.